Ready to roll?
Yep.
Let's go! Come on! I have to do that at the beginning of every show because after a day like Carla and I had today, which was a complete reminder of how difficult people can be, having nothing to do with this, but nonetheless we were reminded that sometimes we have to motivate ourselves to keep your head up. Let's go! Let's go! So again, we had a reminder today that people can be rough and they can be completely vindictive for no reason at all, but nonetheless, keep your head up, be kind. Everybody fights a tough battle, and I will not let it ruin show number 76. Let's go! Let's go!
Nor the flies will ruin it.
Nor the flies. Didn't Rahesh say don't let the flies bother you?
No, that was Stefan.
Stefan? Yeah, forget the flies. I'm ready.
Sometimes flies are like people. You just have to go.
Just have to swat them off you.
Yeah.
Carl and I are the type that kind of keep to ourselves, and we don't really bother with too many people because they don't really get us. We had somehow a predicament in which came because we don't really talk to people very much outside of tennis. What? Let's go. All right.
Oh well.
Forget about it. Oh well. We're gonna live to fight another day. Let's go. Hello. Good afternoon. Good morning. Wherever you were. I mean, man, what a rough day.
It's been a tough day, but
It's
you
been a
know
tough
what?
day,
We're still
man.
doing the show.
Come on.
Because you can't let anybody put you down in life, right? You
That's
can't let
it.
people put you down in life. That's what they want.
Yeah, even Djokovic got tested with the heat today.
Yeah.
He fought through it. And he found a way. Let's go.
And he usually always finds a way.
I'm trying.
That's what makes the difference between strong people and weak people.
I'm trying to be strong today because of nothing to do with here. So I'm absolutely planning on making this the best one ever. Let's go. Best show ever, right here, number 76, part 1 and 2. Let's go.
Not even the wind can stop us.
Let's go. August 28th, 2018, show number 76. Obviously, the U.S. Open has begun, and it is the bottom half of the first round day, which means there is a lot to talk about, a lot of viewer comments, and a lot of matches to go over. Some notable, some not, and we'll try to hit on the notables, but try to throw a lot of them in there as well.
A lot of people tapped out because of the heat.
A lot of retirements today.
Yeah.
Good for Djokovic to find a way through that. Again, playing with a relative amount of humidity on top of 110 degree potential temperatures. It's tough for any human being to withstand. So well-fought match today by Djokovic, and we'll talk about that as well. We have a lot of viewer comments to discuss. I think about 30 or 40.
Did anyone like Serena's outfit? Can anyone play with a poofy dress? I thought it was great for her. For her, I could never wear that. And I don't know that Nike could ever sell that type of dress for someone that's playing a tennis tournament with the black dress, poofy, one arm. But it was good. It fit her.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, it was all right. I don't think
Not something I'd buy to go play in a tournament.
Yeah, I don't think I would go buy my daughter that to go play at her second junior
It
tournament.
would be uncomfortable.
I like it. I'm a biggie.
Yeah, for her, it works for her.
It's all good. So Serena obviously had a convincing win last night. We discussed that she would play later yesterday evening when we did our last show, and she won, I think, 6-4, 6-0.
She looked good.
She looked good.
I like her jacket. When she came out, she had her headphones, her jacket. She was ready to rock and roll.
I agree, hence why we picked Serena to win the whole tournament.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I felt good for her. I know a lot of people don't like her, but like I tell Justin, when you're up here, people are going to hate you, and that's all right.
All right, as always, a heartfelt thank you for all of you, or to all of you, for watching and keeping up with us during these major tournaments. It's a real pleasure to cover these tournaments, and again, if it's not for you watching it, we have no reason to do it anyway, so thank you for elevating us to make this happen daily, or at least pretty much daily. We may take a day off soon, but nonetheless, right now it's U.S. Open time, and I think it's time to push harder, kind of like that hate we had put on us today with some just off-the-wall strangers, but nonetheless, come on! And you know that you have been a good human being, no matter what, no one can bring you down.
Nope.
Be kind. If you're kind, all will be well. If someone wants to be vindictive and hate, that's fine.
There's a song that Nas says, "You can hate me now,
You can hate me now,
but I won't stop now."
but I won't stop now. Anyway, if you want to bring it, bring it. But believe me, be kind. That's how we do. And all seems to work out well. So, anyway.
Yeah.
Let's go. Never size somebody up because they'll come with a whole lot of fight and you won't expect it. So again, real pleasure to do these shows. Thank you to all of you. Again, you are part of our everyday, and for that we are humbled and very appreciative. And therefore, thank you a million times over. Let's go. So Carla is going to begin reading viewer comments. We're going to start with that first. There are some ongoing matches going currently, so we'll delay the match result and notable matches tomorrow for the very end of part 2. So she's going to get right into viewer comments. We have a squirrel coming to check out the show behind us, just on this post. If I could get my phone and turn it around, you would see Mr. Squirrel over here. So Carla's going to go ahead and start reading. So we're going to start with the first comment that came in as we finished yesterday's 2 parts. So go ahead, Carla. It's on you.
First comment of the day was Dark Knight.
Dark Knight.
Dimitrov, the biggest underachiever ever. Yeah, I would say that. He is the biggest underachiever ever. I don't think there's any other player that I can say that about. Can you?
Who?
Dimitrov being the biggest underachiever?
Yeah, I think
Maybe
Dimitrov...
Kyrgios would be next? Behind him?
Yeah, I mean, I think he hit the nail on the head. I mean, I think Dimitrov is definitely the biggest underachiever I think that I could ever remember.
Yeah, he has to be the biggest bust.
I can't say Kyrgios is the biggest underachiever yet because Kyrgios is still yet to show that he can keep his mentality about him. So therefore, I haven't really gotten over excited about Kyrgios because of that. But see, Dimitrov shows a level head, and unfortunately, the level head has not gotten better. His game has gotten worse.
It's called not having the passion for the game and be willing to work hard like some of these players do. Next comment, Rajesh Kumar says, love the new location. Well, we're back at the same location.
We're back under the house.
Then he says, don't agree comparing Halep and Novak. Completely different. Yeah, they're completely different, but they're the ones who are expected to win the U.S. Open, and that's why we compare them.
Well, and also too, let's be real. They both are grinders. They both run balls down,
Yeah, they both
hit them
got
back.
those ankle
They
breakers.
run all day and they slide on hard courts and all other surfaces. They run. They're not 1-2 punchers. They're the retrievers. They defend, and then the other person makes the mistake.
Yeah, Novak doesn't put the ball away. It's rare. He grinds you down.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he'll put it away. I mean, like today, he was tested by Fusovic, and again, Fusovic is dangerous, and he just got worn down. And
He got worn down.
You saw that in the fourth set. I think it was 6-0, 6-1.
What a specimen, by the way, that guy. He is one strong dude. I think he has a future in tennis.
So I think in retrospect to that Halep and Djokovic are very comparable in their own context. You have 2 grinders on their respective sides, men's and women's. They were both favored to win the U.S. Open. Djokovic was tested today, and he won, and good for him. But let's be real: when you're trying to strive to be the greatest of all time, can you really have the heat bothering you that far into a match? I don't think so.
I was hoping. I said, why didn't Rafa play him today? He would have lost to somebody of that caliber.
Well, I'm not going there. Again, I like Djokovic, but
No, he fought through. He fought through it hard.
But he smashed a racket.
2 times.
2 rackets? I
2
mean,
times
he
he
smashed a racket up a set and then like on serve in the second. I'm like, okay, well, I don't think that's really necessary, but nonetheless, he found a way to win. But again, I'm a fan of Djokovic, but if he would have played someone like Nadal today, he would have been destroyed in straight sets.
Yeah.
If we see Djokovic play like that in the 3rd or 4th rounds, if he meets, or I think he would meet Federer in the 4th or quarterfinal, or Kyrgios then, if he plays the way he did today against either one of those 2,
Yeah, because he didn't look good.
it's over. But I think that maybe he needed time to adjust today, and he looked settled in, getting into the late in the 3rd set, and then especially
Yeah,
in
you
the
could
4th
tell
set.
he was coming back.
He settled in. So we'll see what happens. But
Well, hopefully they give him a night match. The next match for him should be a night match. They should be fair with all the players.
the way I saw Djokovic play today reminded me of the way Federer played in Cincinnati.
Yeah, he didn't look good. He
Didn't look good.
He looked flush. He even went to his camp like this. He looked like he was going to throw up. But like I said, hopefully he was tested today, and hopefully the next match he has is at nighttime because he deserves it. All right, next comment is Wayne Chia says, Rafa seems to be affected by Ferrer's injury and the heat. I guess you cannot expect too much from the first match. Papasili could be a tough one. Among those in Rafa's projected pad, Edmund is out. The section looks open. Yeah, it does look very open now for him.
It's wide open for Nadal. Yes, absolutely. We both talked about Edmund, or at least especially Carla. Carla's followed Edmund for a little while, and
Man, I was really rooting for this guy, but his summer just went.
But you forecasted the wind's ripping, by the way, right now. So I'm going to talk loud. But she called Edmund not even maybe winning the first round. She was right.
Yeah.
Yes, the Canadian player that is it Pospisil?
Yeah, Pospisil.
Pospisil's a big server. He's a good doubles player too. So Nadal might have a 7-5 set versus him, but it's probably going to be something like 7-5 and then 6-3, 6-2. He'll probably just go away.
His first test is Kachanov.
Yeah, so Kachanov will be that first test in the third round. And again, be careful with Kachanov because Kachanov can bring some heavy damage.
Yes.
All right, let's go.
Next comment, Wayne Chia says, Justin, why do you think Federer will get to the final if you think the conditions could be too much for Nole?
This is a good question. Why do I think Federer could get to the finals over Djokovic? I think we looked at that today in the match against Fusovic. Now, this question came in yesterday, I think.
He's a grinder,
I think if anyone thinks, and again, excuse the wind, I think if anyone thinks that today, Djokovic, if playing the same way against Federer or Nadal or even Cilic or Kyrgios as he played today, he lost a set 6-3 and was 4-4 in the third and looked subject because of heat, whatever, but he looked subject. If he would have been playing Federer, Nadal, or Cilic today, Djokovic would have lost. But I don't want to assume because assumptions are nothing. They didn't play one another today, so therefore it didn't happen. That's just my opinion.
Well, he asked, why do you think the conditions wouldn't affect Federer? Well, I think Federer is
the
a
way he
1-2.
moves. The
Yeah,
way he
Federer is a
moves.
1-2 punch, 1-2-3 guy. You know, he kind of tries to put the ball away, whereas Nole likes to hit, angles back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until he finds the opening.
Yeah, Federer moves lightly. He moves gently. The other guys grind and pound. Hence why neither one of us think that Djokovic or Nadal will play to the age that Federer is currently and still playing because
No way.
we think their bodies are going to be broken down.
Yeah.
They both grind it out. Federer is more of a light mover. Is he a little bit slower now? Yes, but because he can conserve energy because of his game and his tactics and his style, then I think he always has a chance and still needs to be considered the front runner for this U.S. Open. Federer needs to be considered the front runner currently. Mark my words. Federer must be considered the front runner after we saw Djokovic play today. I get Federer had a hiccup in Cincinnati. He looked like he didn't want to be there, like he got in a fight with his wife or his twins kept him up all night or something. He didn't look right. Djokovic looked the same way today. So can we not equal the drawing board here? Can we not look at it like, if Djokovic and Federer play in this quarterfinal, it's going to be epic, much less the Federer-Kyrgios match in the third round. Don't forget about that.
Wyndham Chia says, just after watching Wawa beat Dimitrov and picking him up over Delpo crushed Young. Yes, he crushed Young badly. I felt bad for
But
Donald Young.
didn't we expect Del Potro
I
to
felt
do that?
so bad for Donald Young.
I have Del
like,
Potro on my
"Jeez."
fantasy team. Let's go. Don't you have him?
Yes, I do.
Let's go.
Wyndham Chia says, I take perverse pleasure in watching Dimitrov lose, but it had reached to a point where my heart is going out to him. I don't enjoy watching Dimitrov lose. I felt really bad for him. I prefer Wawa over him. I felt bad for the guy. It's gonna take a while to get over this one.
Yeah.
Wyndham Chi also says Muller gone too. Woohoo! Pardon me, non-Fidel fans.
That was a blow for me. I've always been a Muller fan. He's been a quality gentleman his entire career. I hated to see Muller go down. He could have given Nadal a problem.
He had a bad year.
Had a bad run. I hope to see Muller one more year.
And he's older too.
I think he's about Julian Beneto's age, and Beneto's last major is here today. And by the way, Beneteau beat Cecchinato in 4 sets today after dropping the first set, I think 6-3, 6-4, and he wrote off the next 3. Let's go, Beneteau. Last major. Let's go, Beneteau. Come on.
Next comment, Wyndham Chia says, Nadal could have won 2-0-2 if he had played like he did in Rogers' final, but he was playing more like he did in the earlier rounds at Rogers. Okay, I'm not sure which match he's referring to, maybe the one last night? I don't know, I think he felt bad for Ferrer. He really did. It hurt me, it brought tears to my eyes when I found out that was Ferrer's last slam.
Well,
he was one of my favorites.
A grinder, again, on par with the Haleps and the Djokovic's. I mean, in terms of, obviously, these two players, Halep, Djokovic, are way better. I didn't mean it that way. I mean, obviously...
That's his style of game.
That's his style of game, though.
Yeah.
A retriever, one that's going to keep the ball coming back. And Ferrer has been able to do this for so long, and at a high level. Obviously not a Djokovic level. Again, please don't misinterpret what I just said. Djokovic much
they're
better
just
player,
grinders. They're in
but
that
they
same
grind the ball
category.
out.
They grind.
And just like Nadal,
Nadal's a grinder, too.
Nadal's a grinder. Halep's a grinder. Hence why we mentioned those names kind of at the same point in time. I mean, you wouldn't.
I remember someone mentioned Serena's a grinder. No, she's not.
Serena's not a
One,
grinder.
2, 3, done.
Serena's not a grinder.
Yeah, not at all.
She might get some 17, 16
Yeah.
shot rallies, but she's not going to get in the 33, 35 shot rallies.
She's trying to look. She's aggressive. She's risky.
She's
She
an
wants to
aggressive
put it
player.
away. Yeah.
I mean, with that said, I mean, great comment for sure.
Wayne Chia comment a lot. He said, pair against Fed, look out for Novak. Birthday boy D, Novak. And then he says, of course, we'll stay in tune, keep them coming. Okay, next.
Say keep what coming?
Keep them coming.
Keep what coming?
The shows.
Oh, the shows?
Yeah.
All right. Today we had a rough day, and we're still keeping them going. We deserve a thumbs up for that. Let's go. Had someone call us out for nothing. Like, what? Do I even know these people? What are you even talking about? Huh? I don't even, what? Huh? That was my day. Like, what just happened? What? Who are you? What? And what?
And why?
Why?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
Dark Knight says, this should be a Djokovic forum. I mean, I've never seen so many Novak fans here. Where did this come from? Laugh out loud. They all hide when Novak isn't doing well. But when he's winning again, they all come out of the woodwork. Haha, vamos Rafa.
I love the Djokovic fans. I'm just saying. I've been.
There were quite a few people that replied to him for that.
I've been dissed on because I just simply mentioned that you can't forget about Federer. Let's be real. Djokovic fought hard today. He looked good at the later part of the matches. I hope Djokovic does well. I hope he does well.
You're right.
I'm excited about
the only
today.
thing Dark Knight.
However, I think the Djokovic fans are the best fans, no doubt. They pack stadiums and they get live.
Yeah, for Dark Knight, for you that likes Rafa like I do, I mean, where are these fans? I mean, here, you and I and Wayne and Chia, we all love Rafa. But that's it. It's three of us against everybody else.
And once again, if Djokovic and Federer played, may the best man win. I just hope Federer does better this year because I would like to see one last glimpse of Federer maybe winning 21. And if not, it's okay. May the best man win. And I like both players. But for me, for this tournament, I hope Federer does well.
Yeah. Next comment.
Don't shoot.
Kia Sama says, laugh out loud. It's all good. We get passionate about our players, so I get it. You're welcome to vacuum seal the crow, and I've still got my seasoning handy.
Let's go.
However, my statement was in regards to Federer getting through or past Novak. If he did, then I'll eat my little birdie. Does this mean I've lost faith in my boy? Nope. Still keeps hope alive, people. As for scheduling, U.S. Open has always been about the television ratings catering to the celebs. So Novak getting a day match isn't anything new. Meh, same script, different year. And has Ferrer really retired from tennis altogether? I saw a comment you made about that, Carla, and got confused. Another great show, guys. Yes, Kia, he is retiring from tennis.
This year.
Last year.
This isn't his last tournament. It's his last major.
This is his last major.
And I think even Nadal had a great interview. And I thought it was great that Brad Gilbert, by the way. Standing ovation to Brad Gilbert for running out on the court and stopping Ferrer after a loss where he was skedaddling. He was skedaddling off the court. Brad Gilbert stopped. Normally I give no props to any other outlet because this is what we do, but Brad Gilbert, who's been a journeyman and a great player in tennis in of himself, to run over there to grab Ferrer and stop him with McEnroe saying, go get him. I thought it was a beautiful moment. Yeah, I thought it was a beautiful moment. Good job, Ferrer. It wasn't a tearjerker. Carla was like jerking tears.
I was crying because I love this man. Not only the way he played, I love the look.
She loved everything. Yeah,
I loved everything about him.
Yeah, so she was a big.
I wish she was a
Ferrer
bit
fan.
taller. But
Anyway, so big Ferrer fan here, just like she's a big Nadal fan.
Yes.
And it is his last major. I think that he's going to play a couple smaller tournaments, surely something in Spain.
Nadal mentioned
or
that they were
Davis
going to do
Cup,
something for him.
and they'll do something for him and then retire there. So this is the last we've seen him at a
At a
major.
Grand Slam, yeah. So Kia, prepare that birdie because I have a feeling you will.
Oh, Carla and I spent about 15 minutes last night to all of you. Kia-sama, by the way, if you haven't been following this, you're just jumping in now. Kia-sama indicated that she would eat crow.
Eat crow. She said if Federer got through Novak.
Well, and I thought she said if she would eat crow if Djokovic didn't win the thing.
No, she said, however, my statement was in regards to Federer getting through or past Novak.
Okay.
If he did, then I'll eat my little birdie.
All right. So.
Well, even better.
Let me reiterate this. Kia Sama, who is a really fun tennis fan and writes extremely well, and she's a force to be reckoned with on these comments and her outlooks in life. I commend them. Actually, today when we got blindsided by some absolute ridiculous thing out of nowhere, and it threw Carlos and I's whole day off. We couldn't even think straight. We were like, how do human beings even? Why me? At the same time, we were trying to think about how Kia would look at things. Settle down. Kind of Grateful Dead-ish, like Jerry Garcia, kind of just settle back easy. I had to look at it like, I guess
you get tested in life.
You get tested, but here, Kia has again indicated that if Federer gets through Djokovic, that she will eat crow, which is a bird, which is not. I mean, it's like a scavenger bird, beautiful bird. I like the crow. And because I don't want to go kill a crow, if I can't order crow freely on the free market, then I'm going to find something that she has to eat. And I'm going to video this. I'm going to video its packaging. I'm going to video its recipe, the whole deal. I'm going to video it. And I'm going to send it to her. And then somehow, some way, we're going to get a documentation of her eating this concoction. So just be prepared for that.
There's things like FaceTime and...
just be prepared for that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'll even pay the phone bill if it's some, oddball, like third world party. You're on the other side of the Atlantic or something. We'll figure it out. But you are going to eat that crow. And if you don't eat crow, it's going to be something worse. But something maybe we don't have to kill an innocent crow. But if I can find crow that's pre-killed, and no offense to the crow, but it's already done anyway, then I'm going to get you that, and then we're going to figure out a way you can eat it.
Yeah, and as far as the comment about Novak, like I said, I hope they give him a night match tomorrow. Next comment, Stimpy Boy says, new rule, whoever gets both finalists right for either men or women, and gets at least one right for the other one, and one correct winner wins the racket. One mistake allowed.
Oh.
No. If I could win the lotto like that, if I could guess 4 numbers out of the 5, then I'd be rich.
Almost like 4 out of the 6.
4 out of the 6, yeah.
I think it's 6.
Yeah, no.
This is doable. We have sent out 3 rackets in the past, say, 5 to 7 years. 3 rackets.
Mm-hmm.
This would be the 4th. So it does happen. Believe me, it does happen.
It does happen. Yes.
Oh.
Rahesh says, not sure. All of a sudden, Justin started talking against Novak. Justin, hard luck for Roger and you, meaning me. That he's in love with Roger and me.
Again, I like a lot of players. Because of what I watched in Cincinnati, I didn't want to close the book on Federer based upon that performance. I know everyone else did. Oh, he needs to retire. That was the worst we've ever seen him play. Father Time, as Kia so eloquently indicated. I don't think he's going to go out like that. Nonetheless, based upon what we saw with Djokovic today, in retrospect, I think Federer will plod through Kyrgios, and I think he will plod through Djokovic as well. Just saying, just for this tournament. Especially based upon what we saw today, the 4-setter against Vucevic, the Hungarian
Somebody
player.
needs to tell Djokovic to eat a little bit more. He needs to put a few more pounds.
Yeah, Djokovic needs to put on a little bit of
Honestly, you look very, very skeletal to me.
Yeah, little skeletal.
Skeletal to me.
That's all right. Again, he's 85%. If he puts on 15% of muscle, 15% of gym time, and some extra caloric intake. Again, the wind is ripping now, so hopefully you can hear us. But he needs to put on a little bit of mass. Fed might need to lose a little bit at this point. But Nadal looks prime.
My God, woo!
Nadal looks prime right now.
Good.
In my opinion, based upon yesterday, I think Nadal right now is the favorite to win here. Hence why I have Nadal in my final.
He looks strong. He looked like a tennis player. All right, next comment. Rahesh says Chilik has no chance against Novak. Let's go, Novak. I think actually Chilik could beat any of these players, Nadal, Roger, or Novak. Honestly.
Chilich was down a break in the first set early today, and then came back, won that set, and then his player, I think it was Kopil, retired in the third set. So if Chilich would have been on the court with Djokovic today, I think Djokovic would have lost to Chilich. Personally, because again, the shaky look. The first set with Djokovic and Vucevic was only separated by a 30-40 break. He had one break point. He capitalized on it. Otherwise, the set was tit for tat. And then Vucevic won the second set. coughed up the third set at
Coughed
4.
it up, yeah. How you
Coughed
gonna
up
go back to the same where the person is right waiting for you?
Yeah,
I mean,
cough-
you could have put that volley away.
Coughed up the third set, which showed mental fatigue, and then and that was a wrap after the short little break going into the fourth. So a very tight match today, and then the lesser of two strong players, and that is Fucsovic, went away in the fourth. I think Cilic would have won in straight sets today over Djokovic.
I agree.
So hopefully that's not a tale of what's to come, because I really hope Djokovic pushes on.
Next comment. Rajesh says, Stefan is absolutely right. After Novak's entry, Roger never won the U.S. Open. And Novak dealt Fed comfortably, so go Novak.
Great comment.
Okay.
Let's go.
Stefan says, don't let flies distract you, stay strong. Murray versus Verdasco, head-to-head is 13-1. Murray's favorite, but I feel like Verdasco can beat him this time. I also hope that Delpo can go far this year. He deserves it. By the way, Justin, that pronunciation of Benoit Pierre, his last name is very interesting.
Benoit Pierre.
Benoit,
Benoit, I think.
How do you, I always say pear.
Benoit, like a beignet, like the French or the Cajun treat that's got powdered sugar on it. It's like a donut called a beignet. B-E-N-G, beignet. B-E-N-G.
I don't know. I always call him pear.
But Benoit Pierre.
I don't know. We'll find out.
Benoit.
All right, next comment. Oh, and then he says Murray, he has a feeling Verdasco's going to beat Murray, probably because Murray's not. Oh, who knows? Murray looked all right.
Yeah, except his limp.
Yeah.
His limp.
That's tough.
His limp didn't look too good.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're playing someone that's
he
limping,
looks like an older.
Eesh.
Yeah,
Didn't
that's
look
tough
too
on
good.
him.
Hopefully Murray
I can't
doesn't-
even rag on him for that. That's
Yeah,
tough.
I can.
That's tough.
Yeah, I mean, all respect to Murray.
I know McEnroe said that when he came back from his hip injury, he didn't have surgery. He chose not to have surgery, or wasn't as serious. That he was never the same player again.
Yeah, I look. I wish the best for Murray. I hope he does well. But the way I saw him limping around the court, it's like every time he would walk,
It's better.
It made me feel like I was hurting. I was like, ooh.
Yeah,
he
poor
did-
guy. Poor guy. But you can see he still wants to play tennis.
He wants to play. He's fighting. I give him a standing ovation for being a
Yeah.
gladiator here, because the way he was walking, it looked like every step
Poor
he took
guy.
was
Yeah,
in pain.
yeah. Hisham says, let's go, guys. I have a suggestion. If the score is 6-0, 6-0, then match of best of 5 should be concluded. My predictions are Djokovic and Halep.
Halep already lost.
Yeah, Halep lost. I guess you didn't see that. But if the score is 6-0, 6-0, then match of best of 5 should be concluded. Yeah, because people have a chance. Even if you lose 6-love, you can come back. You don't know what.
Okay, here's an example. I was in a tournament maybe a decade ago. I lost the first set 6-0. I was down 5-1 in the second. I came back and won in the third set. We played doubles. Carla and I played doubles against her father and another player that's a good doubles player. They were up 6-1, 5-1. We clawed our way back and took them out in 3 sets. So it happens. Believe me, it happens. You just have to dig deep, and then
Believe in yourself.
the tide changes and the momentum changes, and before you know it, you can start rolling off points in games.
I've been in tournaments where before I've lost the first set and down 5-0, match point, and I've come back and won the match. So
Yep,
it happens.
It happens. Let's go.
All right, next comment. Hisham says, I've heard of a chronicler comparing Federer to a cat and Nadal to a bull and Djokovic to an animal that I dislike. I responded him that Djokovic is the only dinosaur left on Earth. What animal did he describe him as? I'm curious. I can see Federer as Nadal as a bull, Federer as a cat. Why as a cat?
I could see him like, as Will Ferrell said at the Australian Open, like a gazelle.
Like a gazelle. I don't see him
gazelle.
like a cat. What
Yeah.
animal could Djokovic be?
How about Sasquatch?
No, because he's always around the court, so it's got to be something that's.
How about Djokovic is the cat?
Yeah, that would make more sense to me.
Djokovic is the cat.
Yeah. Okay, next comment is from Wayne Chia. The heat seems to be affecting Djokovic more than it's affecting Fucsovic.
That was today when we were all watching the match.
Yes, and everybody kept making comments.
Yeah, everybody was making comments. I thought this was awesome. It was like we had a group of people watching the same thing. We were all commenting at the same time. I thought that was awesome. Felt like we were like chilling all at the same room. We were watching the match together. I thought that was great. Like this guy was like this, and this person was like, oh, and then I was like, uh-oh, and she was like, oh no. It was really good, man. That was classic.
Yeah, Dark Knight was watching, Stefan was watching, Wayne Chia was watching, and Hisham was watching as well.
So, man, that was a great time. We were watching TV internationally in like our own living rooms all at the same time. It was the same match. Let's go! Come on! Let's go! That's what it's all about. That's what I'm talking about. Right in the middle of our crappy day in which we had to deal with someone we've never really dealt with ever before in
Might not be over,
in a
too.
really bad way.
All right, Hisham
Thanks for
Hisham.
pulling us through. Let's go.
Hisham says, tell me, please, what do you think about the slice forehand? And is it really the most effective shot that is used least? And could this shot help Djokovic restrict long rallies at a controlled pace? That is the shot that you rarely teach juniors.
I don't hit it very much at all.
Rarely use. Maybe a chip to return to serve, but a slice? Maybe when you're like in the run and you have no choice but to slice it.
For me,
I never use it.
hitting the forehand slice, number one, it's difficult to disguise. Number one. It's easier for me with a one-handed backhand to pull out the backhand slice because I'm setting up with the same 90-degree, and then when I get to it, instead of going through it, I get there, and then I'm about to go through it, and then I slice through it. On the forehand side, it's tougher to get from here and then to here, and then to put it under for me. It's tougher for me to disguise the shot, number one. But number two, that's a shot that I very rarely use, is the forehand slice. If it's a return of serve, and it's a really heater serve coming at me, yes. Sometimes you don't have time to step or to get set and hit the ball back. So sometimes you have to get set and put your racket there. But generally when you do that, it is attacked by the player on the other side of the net. And that person puts it right by you or back behind you. So the forehand slice for me is difficult, yes. Well, I guess it's not that difficult to hit.
It's not a difficult shot. It's just not, there's no purpose for it. You're better off chipping it or drop shotting.
Yeah, no, look, now that forehand slice, if you change the context and say forehand drop shot, yeah, if I'm playing her and I've got her backed up and she hits me a ball, then I'll set it up and drop shot it. I think there's a difference between a forehand slice and a forehand drop shot. The forehand drop shot, I'm putting it just over the net and I want it to sit or go wide. The forehand slice would be a more depth, a defensive shot.
And I've seen some people use it when they're like pretty much giving up. They just go like that.
Yeah, they just kind of hack away at it.
But I don't think that'll help Djokovic make his rallies less. It won't help him in his game. No, not at all. We got a few more, very few
It's
comments.
at 32 minutes.
Okay.
All right, so we have to stop here, and we are going to go into part 2. We're going to finish off viewer comments, and we're going to run right into notable matches of our results today, men's and women's, and notable matches tomorrow, second round. Stay tuned. Click like, subscribe, share it, and as always, thank you very much for watching. Part 2 is coming up. Let's go.